All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. It's the top of the hour here, and as I see the participants and the attendee number is still climbing. So as it climbs, why don't we just give it a moment here and wait for everyone to settle in, maybe a minute or two. Um, I have to say, I'm honored to be here with all of you today, and this will be likely one of the largest audiences I've ever spoken to. So I am really excited. I'm glad you can't see my lower body because my legs is trembling. Just kidding. We're going to have fun today. We're going to have a good time. Yeah, that count is continuing to climb. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I saw that come through. Happy Wednesday for sure. Hello, everyone. This is awesome. So glad we were able to do this virtually rather than having to find a chair for everyone or a seat. It would be standing room only in any conference room that I've ever been in. Uh, the number's still climbing. I'm going to wait another minute. I know standing and watching the times on a clock tick by second certainly challenges the notion that time is relative, or it proves it doesn't. Watching the time pass is really not enjoyable. We'll just give it another minute or so here and let everyone who is trickling in settle in. And I will begin. Yes, welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Keep on coming in. Keep on coming in. There's still space in the middle and the back. I used to work for movie theaters back when I was starting my college career. And this is the days when we would still usher people into theaters and help get people into their seats with little flashlights, something that you don't see anymore. It's pretty annoying, but that used to be my fun thing. And walk in with the microphone. Can everyone stand up and move in? That was always a blast. All right, it looks like the numbers are starting to slow down a little bit. So why don't we go ahead and kick this party off? Thank you again, everyone, for taking time out of your day to spend the next 30 minutes with me here for this presentation. My name is Sam. Let me advance the slide so you can see me. Oh, it's in reverse. Oh, I'm already messing this up. Too much jib jab at the start. My name is Sam. I'm a health coach with Hinge Health. I've been a health coach with Hinge Health for about 5 years now. I joined the team in 2020. Prior to coming to the work at Hinge Health, I worked in sports medicine for about 20 years as an athletic trainer, which gave me a various range of experiences working with both athletes in an athletic rehabilitation setting, but also with non-athletes in more of an occupational health, work conditioning, and performance setting. Health, human performance have always been my passion, so I started working as a health coach properly in 2011 for another health and wellness company. But what I love about working for Hinge Health is it allows me to bring my time, my experience, and my background and my education with musculoskeletal health, exercise therapy, and aligns it with my experience working as a health coach and allows me to do some things that I really enjoy to do both personally and professionally. And so this is a really cool experience for me. And it gives me the opportunity to do sessions like these with all of you, which is something that I really enjoy doing. So as we go throughout the day today, feel free to type any questions or comments you have as we go along into the chat box. We will answer all of them at the end of the questions. I'm sorry, answer all the questions at the end of the discussion. But for your privacy, we will not be able to answer any specific health related questions today, but we will share information on how we support the needs of Hinge Health members one-to-one near the end of the presentation. All right, so let's start with why we're here, right? Connecting the dots with pain, mental health, chronic pain and mental health. Many people don't always recognize the connection or the correlation between mental health and pain, but the truth is they are very connected. For example, if you're having a stressful day at work or dealing with a family challenge, you may find that your pain levels feel more intense. And vice versa, if you're feeling stress-free and content, you may find that your pain levels feel more manageable. Um, Hinge Health did a survey of over 900 employees back in June of 2020. Some of you may remember that era, which revealed that close to half of the employees at that time were experiencing chronic pain and joint pain, and over 71% were experiencing new or worsening musculoskeletal pain or MSK pain since being forced to work from home or being asked to work from home during the pandemic. Now, this pain, it undoubtedly had an impact on people's mental health and day-to-day quality of life. And at the end of the day, everyone deserves to feel their best inside and out. So during this presentation today, we are going to talk through the clinical definition of what pain is, the connection between mental and physical health, how regular exercise can improve your mood, and how to get support with Hinge Health. We at Hinge Health acknowledge that everyone's personal circumstances and health history is unique, but hopefully by the end of this presentation, we will show you that no matter what you are navigating in your personal life, whether it be pain management or regular day-to-day stress, we are here to support a journey that empowers you. Our program encourages self-care with daily movement to help you manage pain, which in turn improves your mental health so that you can keep doing the things that you love, you can get back to doing the things you want, or to do both. Let's talk about what pain is. Before we get into the many factors that may contribute to pain, let's go over why we feel pain to begin with. Now, the pain system is this protective mechanism that is actually produced by the brain, not our body, which is kind of fascinating. The purpose of this pain system is to capture our attention so that we can take action to prevent physical damage to our body. One example is when you put your hand too close to the flame of a candle, you begin to feel heat. And if you get too close, your brain sends a message to stop that action, a reflex, in an attempt to protect your hand from a burn, which is really pretty cool. And most of you have had some sort of experience with that. There's another example that I like to share, being that I am a product of the late 70s and early 80s, and would spent my formative years in high school in the 90s. Car stereos and car alarms were everything for a young high school boy like myself. And one day my father woke me up at 3 in the morning because my car alarm was going off, but I was sleeping through it. Remember, high school kid, I could sleep through anything. He was not happy. But what I had done is I had set that alarm system sensitivity so sensitive that the slightest perturbation, I think it was a wind blow, that triggered that alarm, right? And that the car wasn't in danger of being broken into. Nothing was really happening. But that's another example of how our pain system is adaptive and responsive, and we can learn over time to recognize the potential of a threat. And movement can become perceived as a harmful threat to our body. And so our pain systems can become overreactive. And both of these examples show that our brain and our nervous system work together to increase and decrease these warning signals based on the situation. Now, to be clear though, pain is not all in your head. If you or someone you care about lives with pain, you know the toll it can take on not only your physical health, but your mental health as well. And in addition to the physical contributors to pain, like an injury, your emotions, your thoughts, your past experiences, and many other environmental elements contribute to your pain levels as well. This is why it is important to recognize the connection between your pain and mental health so that you can focus on improving the controllable factors that impact your chronic pain on a daily basis. Now let's talk a little bit about the connection between mental and physical health. Chronic pain and depression, they share neural pathways, right? And then these pathways affect the same region of the brain. Depression and other mental health conditions have been shown to increase the severity and intensity of pain. And chronic MSK pain increases the risk of depression. Now, this feedback loop is known as the depression pain dyad. 65% of people who live with depression also suffer from chronic pain. And on average, 27% of people living with chronic pain will experience depression. These stats help to show that it's all connected. The Hinge Health program focuses on providing education, resources, and supporting the person as a whole. Through your journey with Hinge Health, starts with building a foundational and consistent habit of exercise therapy. The goal of the program is to help you regain control of your chronic pain so that you feel healthier mentally and physically. And daily movement and exercise has been shown and known to provide relief from anxiety, to help reduce stress, and improve cognitive function, which can help keep you mentally sharp. And all of this brings light to the bottom line that when you combat your chronic pain with daily movement through a program such as Hinge Health, it can be a win-win for your mind and body. So now let's take a second and dive a little bit more into how exercise or regular movement impacts anxiety, stress, and cognitive function. Anxiety affects everyone differently. Some people may only experience nervousness or anxiety in specific situations like an upcoming presentation or a job interview or a big life event, right, like a wedding, while others may have a natural disposition to ongoing anxiety or have gone through something traumatic that results in long-term anxiety. Regardless of how anxiety shows up in your life, regular movement can help. Just one short exercise therapy session or workout can help reduce anxiety, even if you don't have an anxiety disorder. And consistent physical activity can help reduce chronic anxiety symptoms long term. Now, physical activity does positively impact a number of both biological and psychological mechanisms, all of which enhance our body's ability to handle anxiety. Now let's talk about stress. We are all familiar with stress because it's part of life, and there's no way to avoid it altogether. But not all stress is bad, though some stress can cause an increased heart rate, right, or muscle tension, and the release of stress hormones. Some stress, like exercise, can actually make you feel more alert and energized. While exercise is a form of stress, it is a good stress. Regular exercise helps train your body to better cope with stressful and difficult life events. Physical activity can provide stress relief for your body while imitating the effects of stress, such as the fight or flight response. So it helps to build resilience. It also can help bump up the production of your brain's feel-good hormones, called endorphins. Right? These chemicals are what help you feel upbeat and positive mentally. Now think of it as a form of meditation in motion. After a long walk or a few laps in a pool, you often find that you've forgotten the day's problems and are able to better concentrate only on your body's movements. Virtually any form of movement, from aerobics to walking to yoga, can act as a form of stress reliever. And last but not least, exercise, it keeps you smart. Have you ever experienced a time when movement helped to clear your head? Or maybe you had a problem at work that you weren't making progress on. But after returning to your desk from a short break, like a short walk break, you were able to look at the problem differently. This isn't coincidence. Right? Physical activity seems to help your brain by not only keeping the blood flowing, but also by increasing chemicals that protect the brain. Right? Studies show that one session of exercise can boost creativity and improve concentration, helping you tackle problems at home and at work. Now let's look at how into exercise improves mood, right? Being intentional about making time to exercise is a great way to focus on something new or distract yourself with something positive. It can also act as a socially connecting activity when you exercise in groups, such as bike riding with friends or joining a recreational sports league or meeting new people in a Zumba or yoga class. Exercise can also help you boost your self-esteem by making you feel more confident as you begin to see yourself master new skills and see your body getting stronger. It increases blood flow to the brain, which helps regulate emotions and stress, which we already touched on earlier. And last but not least, it helps reduce inflammation, which is a huge contributor to chronic pain. We at Hinge Health know that establishing a habit of regular and consistent exercise therapy can help remove things from what we refer to as your pain backpack, right? Which can make your backpack easier to close and more literally will help reduce your pain. The Hinge Health team is here to support new habit formation as we have seen time and again that movement truly is medicine. In addition to reducing pain, exercise therapy also increases our resilience to stress. It doesn't stop stress from happening to us. It just helps us cope and recover and bounce back, which can help build confidence and allow greater ease with how we move our bodies. And because of the importance of managing what's in our backpack and the impact that a regular habit of exercise therapy can have on overall health and wellness, Hinge Health helps to guide and support a keystone habit formation. Now, in the book, The Power of Habit, the author described keystone habits as small changes or habits that people introduce into their routines that unintentionally carry over into other aspects of their lives. They're good habits that produce something of a ripple effect in which one little positive change has the potential to produce other positive changes within their health and their wellness routine. It's the metaphor you may have heard before of taking a small pebble and throwing it into a lake. And then where that pebble strikes the water, you see a splash, but then you see the ripples expand from that center out to the perimeter of the lake. At Hinge Health, we believe that exercise therapy, when executed as a keystone habit, can impact your health and wellness in more ways than just reducing pain. This is achieved through targeted and tailored exercises that increase the pain buffer zone. Exercise therapy helps to retrain how you respond to pain. When your body is overprotective, it sends these unnecessary danger messages that may result in pain, stiffness, or soreness. Thinking back to my 3 a.m. wake-up call to my father with my hypersensitive car alarm. But targeted exercises, they do help to retrain your mind and body to learn that movement is safe. And when it comes to your exercise therapy program and your overall movement habits, it's truly important to pace yourself and be consistent, as research shows that this is the best way to form healthy habits. And while science used to say that rest is best, we now know resting from pain and not exercising for more than a day or two can, in fact, worsen your pain long term. So, our easy, gentle approach is the answer, serving as a short term pain reliever while also reducing pain long term and building stronger, more resilient tissues so that you ultimately feel better. But we know that changing your existing habits or creating a new healthy habit is not easy. Creating a keystone habit can feel overwhelming, but utilizing the Hinge Health program can support this habit formation because it leverages technology, education, and a dedicated care team to provide the support you need to achieve success. So if you participate in the Hinge Health program, you may be assigned a personal health coach like myself. And as your coach, we specialize in helping you build this keystone habit. We work to help you stay focused on the goals that you set, and with you in charge as a team, we work together to co-create a health and wellness plan that's specific to your needs. Your health coach can help you with a number of things, like getting clear on what your long-term personal health goals are, setting actionable steps, right? Breaking those long-term goals down into bite-sized chunks so that you can take action towards those goals. And then help navigate any unexpected or expected challenges that you may encounter along the way. Your coach is a built-in source of accountability. Like someone who's going to help hold you accountable to the goals that you set for yourself. And lastly, we're going to be there to celebrate with you any successes that you encounter along the way. And at the end of the day, we recognize that this is your health and wellness journey. We aim to support you in the way that you want to be supported. all of our health coaches have coaching certifications or backgrounds in healthcare and are extensively trained by our clinical team in the delivery of the program in a way that honors your medical history, your ability, and unique needs. Our goals are to encourage overall good choices around health and wellness, self-care, and also provide support so that you can get the most out of your Hinge Health program. We know the journey with pain is not linear, and we are here to help guide you every step of the way. Many people use Hinge Health in conjunction with other solutions, and your health coach, along with your care team in general, can help work with you to tailor you the program to meet your needs. In the end, we strive to transform lives by helping you regain control over your physical and mental health for the long run. One of my favorite parts of this presentation is just to share a little bit about the testimonials. And rather than read through the quotes that you see on the screen here, go ahead and take a look at those. And let me just say that in my time, in the 5 years that I've been with Hinge Health, I can honestly say thousands of members that I've worked with, these are real testimonials. These are real changes that happen. And I've worked with some of the most skeptical folks who have lived with chronic pain for years, if not decades. They've done everything. They felt like they've exhausted all of their options, and they've even tried other forms of therapy. But the secret sauce is the consistency here. Small steps taken every day over time really do make some pretty transformative change in people's lives. And these are real testimonials. It happens. I hear from dozens of members a week that I'm still actively coaching that are seeing some truly transformative changes in their pain, which potentially has the impact to overall change their life. Yeah. For the most important part of the presentation now, how can you get started? Here are 3 things that you can do today to get you started on a path to taking control of your pain. First, just take a moment and reflect on how pain impacts your day-to-day quality of life and your ability to stay active, right? Second thing you can do is you can start to retrain how your body and mind react to pain, right? And recognizing that movement is safe and movement is medicine. And when you're ready, third step is to simply apply. Right? You can apply for support to get started with your exercise therapy program. The application process is truly easy. You can use the link here. You can use the URL code or the QR code. You'll be asked to fill out a clinical questionnaire that takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. This is similar to what you might normally fill out if you were going to a new doctor at a doctor's office. Based on your responses, we will place you into the program that best fits your personal, unique needs. And the best part is you can get started with your first session right away. And then, of course, within 24 to 48 hours, you'll receive a welcome message from your care team. And if it's desired, you can set up a virtual consultation with your physical therapist and or your health coach right away as well. If you need equipment for your treatment plan, in most cases, you'll receive that in the mail within 2 to 3 business days from the time it is shipped. And it's all really easy there to do. This is the question and answer section. So rather than have this slide stay on screen, I'm going to keep this slide up for anyone that may want to access that link or that QR code. And before we get to the question, I just want to take a moment to thank you all for attending today. We will send out a survey at the end of this, and we would greatly appreciate your feedback on this presentation in particular. Please, as a reminder, any personal questions regarding your unique health, your unique circumstances, diagnosis, or any situation, that would be best answered by putting that information into an application, a new application. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes again, but that is the best way for Hinge Health to better understand what your unique needs are. So at this time, we have about 5 minutes or so. Happy to answer any questions that you may have, but some commonly asked questions that we get is, what is the cost of the program? And the best part about that is it's available at no cost to you. Hinge Health is provided to you by your employer, which is meant to help you reduce any of your specific musculoskeletal, joint, muscle, back pain, knee, any joint or other chronic pain. How long is the program? Well, the program is self-paced, and it is based on certain levels. Those progressions are part of the therapeutic process, which is important. We typically recommend doing 2 to 3 sessions per week over a few weeks to help establish that keystone habit and to really see the benefits that the therapeutic exercise can provide. And can your program focus on more than one joint area at a time? For example, you have back and shoulder pain, and absolutely, yes, you can. And we can also tailor the program to really fit your unique personal health history and your unique chronic pain needs. So here we are. I will take a look
Sam,
here. Yo, yes.
sorry, I took note of the questions that came through at the chat.
Mhm.
Here's a couple of those
Great.
while we have the time. Number one is, out of curiosity, can pain become tolerable as it increases over time?
The question is, can pain become tolerable? Meaning, I guess the question I'm hearing is like, can a person, their pain adaptive system become more tolerant to pain? And the answer is yes. The pain system is an adaptive system. A person can learn to experience higher and higher tissue, like pain tolerance thresholds. It is far more common, however, without some sort of like active intervention for the pain system to become far more sensitive, meaning what may have triggered the threshold of stimulus that may have triggered a pain response a year ago has significantly reduced. So it doesn't take nearly as much of a stimulus to trigger a pain response. But it is a system that can go both ways. I hope that answers the question.
Awesome. Next question is, how do you do movement if your physical pain is chronic?
If your physical pain is chronic, the so the biggest picture, the way to think about this is chronic pain is often driven by a nervous system that is learned to become hyperactive and hyper-responsive. And some of those symptoms that are associated with the chronic pain may feel like muscle injury, joint damage, bone sensitivity, but that's not the case. That's not true in all cases, I should say. Movement is a way to help reestablish that healthy connection between the musculoskeletal system and the nervous system. Movement, when done properly, dosed therapeutically in really small doses over time, is needed to reestablish a healthy connection between the brain and the body in cases where the chronic pain syndromes may be overrunning the system. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to move through full ranges of motion. You can move slowly, you can move through small ranges of motion, but when repeated over time, that's the necessary intervention that often is required to help reestablish a healthy connection to chronic pain. And going back to the testimonial slide, we see this happen so effectively, so successfully with the members that join our program and start small and just build over time.
Great. Next question is, are there any exercises that can help reduce perimenopausal symptoms?
Yes. And there may be some tools and resources and tips in the app just for that, based on your unique needs and availability, and all that fun stuff. Yes.
Amazing. And then we'll do one last one before we call it a day. But my insurance doesn't cover this. Can I pay out of pocket?
This is an employer-sponsored benefit. So if your employer does not offer Hinge Health, then unfortunately there's not a way to get it as a standalone consumer in like a direct consumer market. This is delivered through an employer-sponsored benefit plan.
All right. Thank you, Sam. Everyone, thank you so much
Yeah.
for participating. If anyone else has any further questions, we recommend signing up through the link or QR code on the screen, and you can directly message your health coach and try and get more information on your unique case or needs.
Absolutely. Yes. Thanks everyone for joining today. I had a lot of fun. I look forward to hopefully seeing one or two of you show up with me as your coach. And if you see me, make sure you tell me that you saw me in this presentation so we can talk about it. Thanks everyone.